Mighty Father, we thank you for the opportunity to pray to the God of Psalms 121, even as we prepare for God who is the creator tomorrow. We ask your presence. Mighty Father, we thank you for the opportunity tomorrow. Father, we ask for clarity, even as leadership, you give them a mind tomorrow, which is a sound mind, presence, power, way, God's vision tomorrow. Father, we ask for clarity, that you leadership, you give them a mind, which is a sound mind, which has power, value addition, God's vision for the youth. Father, we pray for Kenya that you move to the next level. We pray in the ICT sector, manufacturing, that we have value addition, employment for the youth. Father, we pray for many Kenyans presence, because wherever you go, in the ICT sector, this prayer we thank you that in the name of the Father, Son, as we release this meeting into your hands, we ask your presence, because wherever you go to do good things. This prayer we make in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and God's people said, Amen.
Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces. The Cabinet Secretary is present. Your Excellency, the Permanent Secretary is present. Samoei Ruto, President the Global of the Republic of Kenya, companies, heads, and delegations present. The Cabinet Secretary is present. Leaders, the Permanent Secretary is present. Invited guests, the Global, the tech companies, heads, and delegations present. All protocols the local tech leaders present. We all gathered here so that invited guests. The tech gurus creating innovation in our minds, and also we can be inspired. All protocols observed. Your Excellency, we all gathered here so allow that me to invite my co-MCs. We can Chipukizi, create innovation in our minds, and also we can be inspired. The rest of the program. With your permission, Your Excellency, sir. Allow me to invite my co-MCs, MC Chipukizi and MC June.
Thank you, Gatone. Tumpigieni Gatone makofi tafadhali.
Program, sir. Most welcome.
Asante sana. Your Excellency, the President. Thank you so much for finding time to meet us here today for that time. We are so happy to have you here. Asante sana. And I would kindly request everyone, President, thank you so much for finding time to meet us here today. Tumshukuru to His Excellency the President. We are so happy to have you here. Makofi tafadhali. Everyone, we thank you, sir. Hii haijawahi kufanyika tena hapa ndugu zangu. Your Excellency, tumshukuru to His Excellency the President. Makofi tafadhali. We thank you, sir. And today, we decided to showcase some of the exhibitions that have been happening. And because we could not have everybody join the stage, Your Excellency, we have sampled a few of them, and we are going to showcase some of the exhibitions that have been happening. And because we could not have everybody join the stage, you see here, Your Excellency, we have sampled a few of them. They create, or manufacture, share their stories, sanitary pads using banana tanks. This lady and gentleman you see here, Your Excellency, come from. They're going to tell you their story. Karibuni sana. They create or manufacture sanitary pads using banana tanks. So, Your Excellency, they're going to tell you their story. Karibuni sana.
Your Excellency, the President of Kenya, all dignitaries in the room, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Your Excellency, the President of Kenya, all dignitaries in the beginning of this year, or at some point of this whole year, good evening. A girl in KICC dropped out of school. Another girl beginning of this year, in Kisumu, dropped out of school. Another one in Meru, in KICC, in Kiambu, in Nairobi. Another one, and another in Kisumu, dropped out of school. Another one in Meru, in Kiambu, in Nairobi. Another one, and ladies and gentlemen. Women and ladies are suffering. There's so many types of suffering, ladies and gentlemen, but I'll get to one thing that you're suffering from the most. Women and ladies are suffering. Period. Poverty. There's so many types of suffering in schools, but I'll get to rejection, discrimination, from the most. Humiliation. That is period. Something that poverty should not be happening. Our girls in schools, they're facing rejection, 65% humiliation of girls in Kenya, something that should not be happening. And for those of us who can access the pads, 65% of girls in Kenya are unable to access sanitary pads.
And that's why we introduced to you
for those of us who can access the pads,
a simple, affordable, biodegradable, and hygienic sanitary pad made from banana fibers. We introduced to you the banana trunk that was left to rot in the ground to manufacture our sanitary biodegradable and hygienic. These are efforts that we've been putting and going to competitions, innovation competitions, where we've won. And recently in September, we won in the Health Prize 2022 award, where we've been putting and going to competitions, innovation competitions, where we've won. And recently in September, we won in the Halt Prize 2022 award.
Thank you.
We scooped 1 million. Your Excellency, sir, we are aware and appreciate of how deeply passionate you are about the well-being of ladies and girls in the Republic of Kenya.
Thank you.
And as Your Excellency, sir, we are aware and appreciate of how deeply passionate you are and will be willing to sign a partnership deal with you in helping you develop this charter of ending period poverty and shares an opportunity manufacturing and distributing to sign a partnership deal with you in helping you develop this charter of ending effort in helping our wives, our mothers, manufacturing and distributing girls to continue with their education through schools. Get better job opportunities. This will be a long effort in helping our wives, our mothers, or every day of our girls population with their education and get better job opportunities will be menstruating or has already menstruated. These are our or every girls that we are talking about. The population and it's time we step up is menstruating, will be menstruating or has already menstruated on their own hands. These are our girls that we are talking about, and it's time we step up and help them put their own faith quite literally on their own
Chief
hands.
Operations of EcoBana.
And I'm Brian Ndongo. I'm the Chief Communication and Marketing Officer
I'm
at
Kylie
EcoBana.
Mudhoni Ogola.
Kenya
I'm
can
the Chief
only be
Operations
truly a rich
of
nation
EcoBana.
if we focus on ending. And I'm Brian Ndongo. So we invite Chief Communication and Marketing Officer at EcoBana. And Kenya can only be
Your Excellency, EcoBana is composed of 4 men and 1 lady. So we commend them for the good job they are doing. With your permission, sir, allow me to bring on stage. Your Excellency, EcoBana is composed of 4 men and 1 lady. So we commend them for the good job they are doing. With your permission, sir, allow me to bring on stage. Meru University have come up with a software that assists people living with disabilities to access digitized government. Thank you so much. Meru University have come up with a software that assists people living with disabilities to access digitized government services.
We really wish to recognize the presence of our... Welcome, Your Excellency, to KICC. And all protocols observed, we really wish to recognize the presence of our... Welcome, Your Excellency, to KICC. I'm Dr. Amos Chege, a lecturer in the Meru University of Science and Technology and coordinator innovations. With me is Kelly Magana, one of our students in Dr. Amos Chege, a lecturer in the Meru University of Science and Technology, which was funded by coordinator innovations. And our aim was to with me is Kelly Magana, one of our students in the Competence Network for Inclusion already rolled out our technologies by NRF schools in Isiolo County. Our aim was to create solutions one school in Isiolo in Garemara and 2 schools in Igoji already rolled out our technologies in 3 schools in Isiolo County and Meru County. So we have 2 solutions. One school in Isiolo in Garemara. One, 2 schools in Igoji created an interface from an artificial intelligence background. That's my so we have 2 solutions. But we're going to demonstrate one. So we created an assistive technology interface that detects from a part of your body as an input device. So the head area of specialization. Some parts of your head created an assistive technology interface that detects student is doing. A part of your body moves the mouse pointer, and you can be able to type. You can be able to some parts of your head are detected as you move your head. As you roll after we roll this out, we notice that all moves the mouse pointer. Special be able to type, taking it up, and learning read documents that you never don't have hand. So we train the teachers. After we roll this out, we notice that all students in this, so these students have been able to access and learning even other things that we never trained. So we train the teachers, we train the students, and the caregivers also train. So these students have been able to roll out to all our Huduma centers, and also to enable persons living with disabilities to access digital services of the government be rolled out to all our Huduma centers. Thank you very much. And also to enable persons living with disability to access digital services of the government that you are digitizing through your government. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thank you very much.
Asante sana. You want to demonstrate?
So I'd welcome Kelly to demonstrate. Wait, have you done it? Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. Thank you want to demonstrate? Asante sana. Makofi tafadhali. The next presentation is going to be done by online TV and media. Okay. So I call Mutembei TV. Asante sana. Makofi TV and Ajab TV. The next presentation is going to be done by online TV and media. So I call Mutembei TV and Ajab TV to come and make their presentation.
Dr. President William Ruto. This is Mutembei TV, the famous Mutembei TV. I own Mutembei TV both on Facebook and YouTube. William Ruto. I am here to speak to young people who have famous Mutembei smartphone. TV. I own Mutembei TV was started on Facebook 3 years ago. I am here to speak right to now. I have 11 people who work directly, and Mutembei TV was 7 people who are 3 years ago directly with me from different countries. Right now I have 11. I was working with the mainstream some few years ago. But then I resigned and started doing Mutembei TV. I was earning basically some 70,000 at a media house somewhere. But through Mutembei TV, I have been able to make at least 1,600,000, 700,000. And this is just YouTube, because we have Google AdSense, which acts as a bank. I would encourage each and every young person who has something that you love. You start doing videos, post them on your YouTube channel, you post them on your TV, YouTube channel and Facebook pages, and then you monetize. And for us, Your Excellency, I know you are looking for ways to employ people. We have over 1 million, over 4 million people, youth, who don't have a job. But you see now, if we get monetization through something like Meta, the Facebook, that is something that we are still asking for, because in-stream earns is only in 3 countries in Africa, and I believe Kenya is one of the best countries to have started with this. So if we get that, I can guarantee you that this stress of looking for 1 million jobs, I can help you at least to get many. Just give us the platform and then we inform people. I don't know whether we have a slide of the August during elections when I was on the other side. I think I can show you people what we used to make, and then show you that you don't need a government job to survive. At least you can do your own job, you can employ yourself, you don't have time limit, you can do a lot of things to do. Thank you guys, and be blessed.
Makofi ya Mutembei TV tafadhali. He's joined on stage by Ajab TV. You can join His Excellency.
Mheshimiwa 5. Channel yangu iko na 192 million viewership across the world. And Bwana Rais, watu wangu wanakupenda sana. Si siri. Nimetembea na wewe hadi mwisho. Na nakumbuka opposition leader walikuwa anatengeneza sana opposition leader content. Mtembea
I'm the CEO and the owner of Totosai. Totosai is a startup based in Kirinyaga, Sagana, that locally manufacture mobile USB chargers. Your Excellency, on behalf of Kirinyaga people, may I take this opportunity to say thank you for lobbying for Sagana Industrial Park. We Kirinyaga people, we are very grateful. Your Excellency, as Totosai and the owner of Totosai, we are committed to make sure your vision of having a made in Kenya mobile phone become a reality. Your Excellency, we are already manufacturing mobile chargers. Suppliers for the government entities. Your Excellency, we can have government entities procuring the same products that are made locally. Your Excellency, I would also request you to assist me, get exemptions for all duties and VAT for all my production machines that I do import for my factory. Your Excellency, another thing I would also request you that will help us and help everyone here is for you to consider progressive taxation. Your Excellency, for example, a one-year company, my company is just 2 years old, I'm a startup, a one-year-old company can pay VAT, say 5% instead of 16%. Income tax, say 10% instead of that percent for the first 1 year. Your Excellency, this tax threshold should grow as the business grows. If you're able to do this, Your Excellency, not only are we guaranteeing this more business to grow, but we are also making them competitive, because this world is very competitive. Lastly, on that point, Your Excellency, I would request you to make the process of having products made in Kenya certified and comply with government policies. It's very tedious, chaotic, and very expensive, Your Excellency. For my case for having all these products, Your Excellency, if it was not for the chairman, Mr. Mulewi, he didn't pay me to say this, but if it was not for him, I could be here. There are so many bureaucracies, we need this. Your Excellency, we need to look on the time allowed to have all those certifications done so that we can be in business. Your Excellency, if you're able to do all that, I can guarantee you in front of these people here that I myself, Anthony, I'll build one of the biggest and sustainable technology company in this country. Your Excellency, I can guarantee you that will be among the top employers and the top taxpayers in this country. I'm telling you, if you're able to have that allowed. Your Excellency, the cables in front of me here are made by a very young men and women in Kirinyaga. I'm very proud of them. And this team understands very well their role in combating climate change. Your Excellency, these USB chargers are made from waste plastic. But you can tell, we buy the waste plastic from the community members, we shred them, and then we use them. And in the factory, Your Excellency, I have a team of 8 full-time employees, both youth and more than 50, who indirectly benefit from this by buying and selling the plastic waste. Your Excellency, with your support and the support of your government, I'm very optimistic that I'll grow very fast so that I'm able also to assist young entrepreneurs here who are like me, because I'm also a product of people who are always in front of me. Your Excellency, with your permission, I wish to present or share the Made in Kenya experience with you. Thank you so much, Your Excellency.
Pigeni makofi tafadhali. Ako na zawadi ya His Excellency. Asante sana, bro. Thank you so much. Makofi tafadhali. Asante sana. One more time, let's appreciate this great mind of ours. Thank you so much. We're going to do a signing of MOU between ICTA and Communication Authority. So I request Director General, Bwana Chiloba, if you can join me on stage. Alafu ni muombe CEO wetu wa ICTA tafadhali. Tuwapigeni makofi wanapokuja kukubaliana. Kwa hivyo baada ya mazungumzo yote ambayo tumefanya hapa leo, they are getting into an agreement. Wapigeni makofi tafadhali. Kindly, Bwana CEO, it will be important. Yeah, you can exchange. Yeah. Very good. Asante sana. Makofi tafadhali.
Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, as you know, Communication Authority of Kenya is responsible for regulating the ICT sector, but above all is to facilitate the investment in the ICT sector, especially in areas that are unserved or underserved. And looking at the agenda that you've set out, what we are calling the government digital transformation agenda, we believe we have a role to enable the realization of some of those critical goals, for us to also power this generation to feel the benefits and the dividends arising from ICT. It's for that reason, Your Excellency, that as a regulator, and with the support that we get from your government, we opted to contribute by partnering with the ICTA, who, of course, they'll say what they do. I think we can work together to be able to deliver on your digital transformation agenda, and that's why we are signing this MOU. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, the President, our CES, Minister of ICT, PS is present, our industry leaders, good evening. The MOU that we are signing here today with the Communications Authority is really to help us unlock the digital economy that His Excellency has been talking about. Well, the Communications Authority is the regulator. ICT Authority is charged with the implementation of the various ICT functions. And as we open up the country in terms of connectivity, we also want to empower our people with digital skills. We have also seen the level of innovation here with our young people. And through this collaboration with the CA, we hope that we can be able to bring together the private sector and also our young people to be able to fully utilize the investment that Your Excellency you're putting in as we open up the country from a connectivity perspective. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam. Yeah, thank you so much. Let's appreciate them one more time, kindly. Thank you so much, CEOs. I appreciate. And now, to the reason why we are here, I'd like to take this opportunity to now bring on stage our panel. But before I do that, I bring on stage my colleague, my Hebo MC, Madam June, to help me bring the panel on stage. Karibu, June.
Your Excellency, sir, we've been having great conversations here, and we are at a level where we need to get to know what our visitors have brought. In Africa, when a visitor comes to your house, they don't come empty-handed, and you are keen to see that basket, what he's carrying. And therefore, allow me to invite the panelists on stage, and we'll start with Madam Phyllis Migwi from Microsoft. Welcome, Madam. Next, we would like to invite Mr. Aid Diarra from Visa. Madam, sorry. Followed by Kojo Boyoke from Meta. Mr. Alex Akosi from YouTube. Thank you, sir. And we have Sharia Ali from MasterCard. All right. Last but not least, the CEO Safaricom. Please join us. Your Excellency, sir, we believe that it's also good practice that the host joins his guests. And with your permission, sir, kindly join us on stage. We are going to ask you 2 questions, then open up for this to this panel to also ask you questions. It's the same questions, but we'll give you a microphone to respond to them. Question number 1, why Kenya? What makes Kenya tick? Question number 2, how are you going to support these Kenyans seated here who are interested to be part of your vision and part of your platform to make money?
Okay, I guess I get to start. So Phyllis Migui, Microsoft. I'll go back to what I shared on the first day on why Kenya. 1, a recognition of the unique talent here and the opportunity that exists in the country. I believe as we have watched our transition, one of the things that has come out very strong is the uniqueness and the ingenuity that exists with Kenyans. We have the CEO of Safaricom, and he might talk about M-Pesa, which is just one of the ways that we've taken something built here and taken it to the world. But in this room today, we've seen that there's a lot more opportunity. So Microsoft, recognizing that, we've also invested in this market to bring in not just the Africa Development Center, where we have now a team of about 500 software engineers, highly skilled. We've also brought in Africa Transformation Office, where we're working with MSMEs and startups to make sure we build capacity. And for me, there is that opportunity based on the skilling, but also based on the population that is youth, which is our new identity as a nation, a youthful country. So for me, that is why Kenya. On what are we bringing to the table, the conversation that we have had with our CS, our PS, and we're presenting to the nation is a commitment on the digital skilling agenda. So we've talked about working together to put a plan on how do we skill 1 million people for over the next 2-3 years.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm Aida Diarra, representing Visa, overseeing our operations for Sub-Saharan Africa. And I think I will start with the last session that we had earlier, where you see how vibrant young entrepreneurs are and how ready they are to contribute their fair share to the growth and to the development agenda. The second element I'll bring in terms of why Kenya is, the role that it plays in the East Africa region and in the continent. And it is a catalyst for growth and transformation. And anything we do right here in Kenya will have an impact broader than the country. The third piece that I will bring to the equation is the ambitions from a political standpoint to create an environment and have like a clear agenda to digitize, the different sectors of the economy. And then the fourth one is that we have phenomenal examples with what Safaricom was able to show to the world, demonstrating that, we have already taken the step and then we know what it takes to make things happen. In terms of what Visa can bring to the ecosystem is really, technology, really to be a catalyst for further opportunities for not only consumers but merchants. We've seen that technology brings phenomenal capabilities. You can now digitize, credentials for payment. And we want to make sure that we are part of that journey together with the leadership team and the stakeholders in the activity.
Wow, thank you very much.
Thank you.
A round of applause.
Thank you and well said. Hi everyone, my name is Kojo. I'm the Vice President of Africa, Middle East and Turkey with Meta. Very, very pleased to be here. Actually, what brings me or what makes me so attracted or Meta so attracted to Kenya are the same things that have drawn me here for the last 18 years. Been working on this sector in this sector for a long time, and in Kenya for a long time. And I'd probably point to one as innovative, pragmatic, and impactful policy making.
Hapo ndio mnapiga makofi. Anamaanisha wa Kenya, by the way.
And I think my colleagues on the right have spoken so well about the impact of that policy making and that regulation, whether it be the inception of M-Pesa, which I remember in 2004 as an idea, 2005 as a pilot, and then see it grow to what it is now, where it's gone to the rest of the world as a model. Whether it's the removal of taxation in 2009 on mobile telephony, or VAT on mobile telephony, which saw... Thank you, Your Excellency. Which saw mobile telephony... Hello. And this is an example of the innovation and impact. But the removal of VAT in 2009 that saw mobile telephony grow by 200%. These are all pragmatic, innovative steps. And actually meeting the President and his team, including the DG over the last few weeks, that continues. And vision has to be set but change. And I've seen in Kenya, it changed. This digital master plan and the steps that are being taken are a huge sign of continuity in terms of Kenya's ambition, but a huge sign of change for the better. So we're excited by that. I think the colleagues have also spoken about the youth, and we've recognized that for a while, and actually hearing the candid feedback from some of the youth today about how they use meta platforms and how central those platforms are to their lives at the moment, but how we can do better, whether it comes to, in terms of monetization, is extremely helpful for us as we continue to work through that.
So are we getting monetization as Kenya?
So I think even the gentleman who came over and told Mr. President exactly what Mr. President told me this morning, that we need to move better, will admit there is some monetization on platform at the moment, and he's benefiting from that. But these things evolve. So as I told Mr. President, if you think about the number of countries where in-stream ads are available at the moment, that's something we need to extend. And all I can promise you, my team is here.
Simpige makofi. It will be extended to Kenya. Thank you, sir.
Is that me finished?
Hello, good evening. My name is Alex Okosin. I lead our YouTube business in emerging markets of EMEA, so Russia, Turkey, Middle East, Africa, Israel. Now, my story with Kenya goes back a long time. The last time I was in this building, I was hosting the MTV Africa Music Awards.
Wow.
The second Mamas, we made sure that we hosted it in Kenya because we believed in the youth culture. Now, for me, I joined Google, so I think it's important to remember I'm not just representing YouTube here, I'm representing Google. And I don't know how many of you were getting goosebumps when you were hearing the young people speak about how they are being empowered through technology. Anyone? The other great thing about hearing them speak is, of course, the impact that as YouTube we've had in some of their lives, but also as Google. I think that one of the things that's really been amazing is that we have been invested as Google in Kenya for a really long time. We've trained over the last 2 years alone over 1 million people in digital skills, the skills that the young lady was talking about earlier. You can applaud, please. I think these are some of the things we got to celebrate. We got to celebrate them. We're doing it. We're not talking about what we're going to do. We're talking about what we're doing. We've trained over 60,000 developers and certified them on cloud and Android. We just finished our first Google Hustle Academy, where we graduated 1,200 people, which you met one of them, Your Excellency. So these are some of the things that we are doing. We're also establishing our first development center here in Kenya. So as I sit here, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about how exciting this marketplace is, the people. I've always felt the entrepreneurial spirit of Kenyans. And as an African, there's nothing more that I look forward to than being part of that journey. So really, really excited to be here. Of course, my colleagues being here on stage, committed to doing the same work. This administration putting technology and innovation at the forefront of the agenda is just incredible, because I know it's going to transform lives.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. My name is Shariat Ali. Good evening. I head MasterCard covering East Africa. So after what we've heard today, I'm not really sure if there's much more articulation needed on why Kenya. We have heard promise of the future. We have heard the youthfulness of the country. The average median age in Kenya is 19 years. That means that you are going to set the new trends for not just Kenya, but for the future of the world. We've talked about outsourcing of the Kenyan talent. That is something that is very close to our hearts in MasterCard. As we go around the country, we look at MSMEs, 5 million of them. Some of them are registered. Some of them need the incentive to register. And when we talk about our program in Jaza Duka, where we've got 20,000 Dukas who are actually moving away from cash onto digital payments, and then utilizing those data points through insights, working with our partners in KCB and Unilever, we're able to give them that credit line that releases that stress that they're facing today when they're managing their cash flows. So that is a program that we want to scale, and with your Excellency and your government support, we really look forward to bringing that home. Thirdly, agri-tech. 5 million smallholder farmers out there. They're looking for digital solutions which will enable them to order their inputs, their seeds. They are looking for solutions for a middleman to enable access to marketplace. And that's where MasterCard's Farm Pass proposition comes to play, because we have our Farm Pass agents who are actually making that happen. 300,000 farmers today benefit from the Farm Pass solution. And we're aiming to bring that number to 1 million by 2023, and then 5 million in 5 years' time. So the potential is beyond what we have heard today. Kenya, as we've rightly mentioned, and my colleagues have mentioned about Safaricom, and of course the trend setting on mobile money and all that can be achieved, is for the world to follow. And I think Kenyans should be really proud of what they've achieved thus far. And I'm sure the future is going to be super bright. Hey, even the World Cup might be coming to Africa now. So, you know, it's time for Africa to rise and Kenya to be at the center of it. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Finally, Safaricom.
Good afternoon, everyone. And it's fantastic to be here. I was hoping that I was not going to be asked the question, why Kenya? Because we are Safaricom and is very Kenyan and is Kenyan born. But I think a couple of things I wanted to say. One is to acknowledge, as Kenyans, we need to acknowledge that we are a tech hub in the region. Yeah, and this club, a louder club, and that is acknowledged by the team on the stage today, who represents the global tech companies in the world. I think we need to do a lot more to acknowledge our own successes. The second thing is to acknowledge what was presented this afternoon. For me, it said about two things. One is the future is digital. Yeah. Whether it is the guys from Mutembei TV, Ajabu TV, if I ignore the politics, the future is digital. And then the other element is that the future is about seeking skills that help young people find jobs that are relevant. So in a digital world, as Safaricom, one of the things we have come together with other institutions, including the ones represented here, is to form an industry digital program that allows us to develop skills of the future. The President today, Your Excellency, you saw some of the work we are doing with schools, together with partners such as Codris, to focus on coding. The second is provide ecosystems that allow those young people to connect to that and to use their digital skills. So, for example, the M-Pesa system, which has been mentioned today, we employ more people outside of M-Pesa. 52,000 developers work outside of M-Pesa to connect businesses into the M-Pesa ecosystem, which means that we can develop many jobs for the youth. And then the third element, which was mentioned, is monetization of content. There's a lot of young people who want to monetize content. We, as Safaricom, are involved with Skiza, Base, and all that, but we can work as partners to ensure that young people have the capacity to be able to find the kind of jobs that we were shown today and really enable innovation in the future.
Thank you. Thank you very much. A round of applause to our panelists. Your Excellency, you've dedicated an entire Sunday afternoon with these people. What have you discussed? Come like our father, Daddy, umeleta nini? Secondly, why innovation Jamhuri?
Thank you very much. Again, let me repeat what I said just a few minutes ago, that I have had a candid discussion with these great people, and we have tried or endeavored to try and sort out the challenges that have been mentioned on this stage, from monetization to getting access to digital jobs and professional jobs at that, making sure that Kenya is included among the countries that you can get a remote job in a professional status. All that is part of the conversation we've had, how to grow our tech knowledge from primary school. You've heard about coding that is now going to be part of our curriculum to ensure to make sure that coding and the whole computer ecosystem and tech ecosystem becomes part of our journey from primary school, from the bottom all the way to our universities. And we have had a very fruitful conversation. Let me say the following, that many people have been asking about why we are making this Jamhuri about innovation and technology. I think listening to the people who have talked here today, from Shafi to Mutembei to my good friend Mudungu, and all the people who have spoken here, including these great leaders, we cannot underestimate the power of innovation and technology. And that is the reason why this first Jamhuri in our fifth administration is dedicated to innovation and technology, because therein lies the space for our young people. I have said when we had the occasion with our TVET organizations that the government of Kenya, through Konza City, is going to supply 20,000 computers, which are just digital wheelbarrows, to make sure that students in our TVET have access to an opportunity to work while they learn. Again, the space around digital jobs. Listening to Nancy, if you listen to Nancy Mulela here, and I want to tell Nancy, I am going to work with you to make sure that we unlock those a million jobs, because it's doable and it is possible. And the easiest route to us creating job opportunities for our young people is on the tech space, on the digital platform, and remote jobs that Kenyans will work from anywhere, whether it's at home or in any part of where they stay. So I am looking forward, and that is precisely why I intentionally wanted to make this evening and tomorrow's Jamhuri a tech and innovation moment, because therein lies the greatest opportunity of our lifetime, especially for our young people. I have had a candid conversation with my brother here from Meta, and I have told him monetization. And you have heard for yourself, good brother. You know, when I talked to you earlier in that other place, maybe you didn't appreciate the enormity of what it is. But listening to Tembei, listening to Shafi, that is the kind of situation we are in. And I am happy that I will be meeting the leadership of Meta in the US, and precisely that is the conversation we are going to have. So that many other people in the tech space can monetize their efforts and their talent so that we can grow their businesses, their enterprises, and move it to the next level. I have also had a very candid conversation about how we are going to increase knowledge. You heard Nancy talk about she had gaps. And yet those gaps can be eliminated by just taking courses on online courses that can close your gaps and make and improve your rating and improve your situation so that you can be able to acquire certain standards and get into certain jobs. Again, I am happy that Thunderbird University, which is here with us this evening, where are they? I think they are somewhere. Thunderbird University, in collaboration with Arizona University, is going to give us opportunities to train. And tomorrow, every citizen who will come to Nyayo Stadium, you will go back with a course paid for by the University of Arizona. You would otherwise pay $1,000, which is like 100,000 shillings, but you will go home tomorrow with a 16-unit course that you can learn, close your gaps, and be able. And you don't need any prior knowledge, and you don't need, there are no entry requirements, so long as you can read English or Kiswahili for that matter, and you can be able to train. And those are the kind of opportunities we are looking for with MasterCard, with Microsoft, and all the other tech companies that are present here. And I want to say, those are the opportunities that inspired me to make this Jamhuri a tech and innovation and technology Jamhuri, because you agree with me that listening to the good people who spoke this afternoon, that is really the space that we need to fill as Kenyans, because as Peter has said, Kenya is a tech hub, and we should be able to take advantage.
Asante sana. Thank you. Asante sana. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. I'd kindly request Your Excellency and our guests to just step forward so that we can take a picture. And I'll request Mutembei, Shafi, Nancy to join us on stage so that we can take a picture. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Camera guys, when you're ready, I'm ready. Let me have Mutembei. Yeah? Okay, fine. Thank you so much. We can have now Mutembei. Karibu sana. You can use here. Karibu bosi. Asante sana.
Someone is hiding one of the leaders. Come on this side. Let's balance this side.
Asante sana, because thank you so much. We may take our seats. We may take our seats. Thank you so much. I kindly request Your Excellency to remain behind. Karibu sana, sir. We are now under your instructions, Your Excellency. Wewe ndio bosi yetu sasa.
Where is that paper of mine? There is a paper that was there. Kuna mtu ametoroka na karatasi yangu ilikuwa hapa. Asanteni sana. Good evening, everybody. Again, let me say congratulations to all our teams that have come. I want to, in a very special way, recognize men and women from the tech community around the world who have come to join us this evening, from Google to Meta, all the way to Microsoft, to Visa, to MasterCard, and everybody in between. I want to say thank you very much. And I take this on behalf of the people of Kenya to pass our gratitude for you finding time to come and share with us this moment, especially tomorrow in Jamhuri, as we celebrate our independence and as we celebrate a country that has made huge strides. I have listened to all the leaders of our tech society, and I have also listened to the many Kenyans who've spoken here. And let me say the following, that the good people, Mudhoni and Dungu from Echo Bana, I have listened to you carefully. I have seen the product you have produced, and I want to say here that the government of Kenya is going to partner with you to produce sanitary pads. We spend close to 500 million shillings every year to buy sanitary pads for our school-going girls. And please, I have already instructed the Ministry of Education to work with you so that we can deliver those sanitary pads. We just want to make sure that the price is right. That's all. And then we are in business. Let me also, and I want to say congratulations for what you're doing. And let me also promise others, just like Modoni and Dungu, that going into the future, we are, as part of this tech ecosystem that we are building, we are also going to have, aside from the Hustler Fund, we are also going to have the Startups Fund. Already, the preliminary work is going on. Shortly, we will be taking the bill to Parliament so that we can de-risk all startups and make sure that we give them the opportunity to scale up and become serious enterprises. So, Mr. Mudungu, I know you spoke about that. Mr. Shafi, I know you spoke about that from Ajabu TV. Let me tell you that we're going to put up a legal framework that will assist startups like yourselves and others in the tech space to be able to scale up, and so that we can de-risk their ideas and we can make sure that whatever it is that they have in their mind, in ideas, in innovations, can be scaled up to become serious enterprises. Let me also say that listening to my good friend Shafi, or is it? Yeah, Shafi, Jamaswet, he said that he has a challenge when he goes to the bank. And he thinks 50,000 is not in his scale. I want to tell Jamaswet to relax. By February next year, we will come up with Hustler Fund Season 2, which will now cover businesses like himself and all the others. Let me also say that as we look into this space, I have said we are working with the rest of the stakeholders in this space, in the digital space. You just saw here a framework and an MOU signed between our ICT authority and communication authority as a first step towards the 100,000 kilometers of fiber optic that will enable millions of Kenyans to come on board the tech ecosystem. And with it, we're going to have the 29,000, as you have heard, 29,000 markets who will have hotspots, so that we can begin to make sure that this ecosystem is not just available to people in Nairobi. It is available to young people everywhere in the Republic of Kenya. And most importantly, that you will not only have access to the internet, but we already have a conversation with our telcos so that we can have an ICT 4G enabled gadget that you can also use from anywhere. and be able to access the jobs we are talking about. Because you not only need the connection, but you also need the gadget. So those two, we want to sort it out in one go so that we can enable every citizen everywhere to access internet and to access the digital space. And as we do that, as you've heard also, we're going to migrate all government services. We now have only 300 government services on the digital space. We're going to move 5,000 government services onto the digital space so that every Kenyan can access, pay, work, and access government services online. You don't have to get into no bus. You don't have to get into no queue. You can access government services from wherever you are. And that is the journey we want to travel together. So that is the kind of Kenya we want going into the future. And I want to promise you that we will walk this journey together. As I have said, each and every one of us is welcome to Jamhuri tomorrow. We will be graduating also graduates from the Global Hustler Academy. Just imagine. You know, and this Hustler Academy, I am not the one who started. You know, many people may think that maybe this is a William Ruto thing. This is a Google Academy, and it started before all these Hustler Maneno came in. So they already knew there is a hustler somewhere, and they need to learn something. So I will be very happy to be among the people to witness the graduation of those great people as they learn different courses to be able to manage their hustles in that space. So karibuni sana Jamhuri, and as I have said, good people, tomorrow, everybody who will come to Jamhuri tomorrow, you will walk away with a course that would otherwise cost you 100,000 shillings. And you will get it for free. And every one of you, we have been given an unlimited access to those courses so that we can build our skills and we can ensure that every citizen is internet enabled and ICT and technology enabled. Asanteni sana, and may God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rais. Nitaomba sote sasa tuweze kusimama.